You would think if you read the liberal mainstream media, the main problem with race in America was poor innocent black people being set upon and mistreated by the police. That's just nonsense. I mean, the real problem with race in America is a very, very beaten down, pathetic, self-defeating black underclass that is just can't seem to get its way going in the way that blacks were able to before the scourge of drugs and the scourge of gangs.
All right, welcome back, folks. That was Ben Steyn yesterday. No relation, but Mark Steyn is back with us, and his new book. Check it out. It's some of his greatest writings over the past many years. The book, The Undocumented Mark Steyn. And Mark, Ben Steyn caught a lot of heat, so much so when I got home, I put on the TV, CNN, because I like my comedy, and there was Erin Burnett, and she's playing this clip, and they're taking Ben Steyn to task like God knows what he just said. And basically, the way I hear it is, and from what he went on to say, is that, you know, the black community at some point, you know, maybe several decades ago, was on a track, and then came the scourge of gangs and drugs and other problems and single-parent homes, et cetera, and now it's very problematic. But to hear them focus on Ferguson and what they're focusing on in the media, you would think that the African-American community is under an organized attack in this country.
Well, look, I think there are problems with American policing in general. I don't think it's a race issue. I don't like the idea of people accidentally winding up shot when they're pulled over for speeding offenses and things. But putting that aside, the reaction of CNN to what Ben Steyn said to you is fascinating, because that is the characteristically stupid parameters in which we are allowed to talk about race. Eric Holder and everyone are always calling for national conversations on race, by which they mean people like Erin Burnett get to beat up on anyone who actually says anything honest or truthful or refreshing or anything that does not prostrate itself before the pap of the usual grievance mongers like the disgusting Al Sharpton and the disgusting Jesse Jackson. We have a stupid political discourse in this country. And one of the reasons it's stupid is because we spend so much time on these phony racism conversations such as that held on CNN. If you take all the space on CNN that is devoted, or MSNBC, that is devoted to racism, and you just go to the other side of the world and switch on the television there, all that space that they spend talking, essentially prostrating themselves, kissing Al Sharpton's ring, other countries spend talking about other things. They spend it talking about public spending or education or foreign policy. You think of all the time we waste talking in this same sterile dead end within those CNN parameters about race. And imagine if we used it to talk about any of the real issues facing this country. Ben is absolutely right. Ben Steyn is absolutely right. The collapse of the American family, the black American family, basically at the hands of the Great Society, is one of the great tragedies of all time. And this idea that somehow you're not allowed to talk about it, you're not allowed to mention that, you're not allowed to go on about black kids being raised in fatherless homes that severely impact their opportunities in life because it's somehow offensive to the official version peddled by the NAACP or whatever. I'm nuts to that.
Well, he was focusing. To be fair, he was focusing on gangs and drugs, and you know, and went on to say in a second part, you know, and further explain himself. I'm trying to see what I have here. Blacks were on their way in this country even after the horrors of slavery. Then drugs came in and the destruction of the family. So yeah, that's what he was saying. Hey, I'm sorry you couldn't comment on that, Mark. I'm really upset about that. I was looking forward to it. But hey, thank you so much. And folks, it's all in the book. You want more of it? Are you enchanted? Are you enthralled? Are you fascinated? Are you entertained? Read Ben Steyn. Here we go. Read Mark Steyn's The Undocumented Mark Steyn. Thank you, sir. Good to talk to you again.
Thanks, Steve. A lady could. I used to get confused with Ben Steyn a lot when we both worked for the American Spectator.
Gotta go. Thank you, Mark. We're coming back.